Hello, welcome to the channel. Tonight is going to be a video about music, specifically my top 10 favorite albums of all time. And these are specifically my 10 favorite albums, my music taste. So if there's an album that you like that's not on here, I deeply apologize. I'm a really huge music collector. I collect CDs, I collect vinyls, and I did a video a couple days ago about my top 10 favorite albums of 2024, so I decided to do it again, but this time my top 10 favorite albums, in general, of all time. And because this is my music taste and I am a gay man, half of this list is gonna be pop. Well, before I get onto the list, let me just share some honorable mentions. So the first album I'm going to be talking about on this list at number 10 is Sour from Olivia Rodrigo, and this is one of my favorite pop albums. I really love this album. I really love the breakup vibes. This was one of the main things I was listening to when I was going through some dating shit back in 2021, and I really love Olivia, and I can't wait to see how her career grows. And my favorite songs from this album are Jealousy, Jealousy, Traitor, and Enough for You. Number 9 is Blonde from Frank Ocean. And let me just say, I miss Frank Ocean. The bro just dropped 2 albums and dipped. I really love his music. My favorite songs from this album are Ivy, Pink and White, and Nights. But to be honest, he doesn't even really need to drop a third album because this album and Chanel Orange will be classics forever because they're really good albums. Alright, number 8 is Who Really Cares from TV Girl. I really like this album. For when I get tired of the gays and want to listen to some straight people music, I run to TV Girl. I don't know why, I just really love this album. My favorite songs from this album are Cigarettes Out the Window, Not Allowed, and Taking What's Not Yours. But no, I really liked this album, and I really want to get more into TV Girl's music because I've only heard this album and French Exit, but I really need to listen to the rest of their music. At number 7, we have Lana Del Rey's Born to Die, and I don't know what else to say. 7-year-old me heard this album back in 2012, and my life was changed forever. This album is cunt, it is iconic, it is slay, I don't know what else to say. My favorite songs from this album are Dark Paradise, Summertime Sadness, and $1 Million Man. Also, this was Lana's debut album, and yeah, this was the start of an amazing career because Lana Del Rey is in my big 3 of pop girls. So number 6 is Puberty 2 from Mitski, and it is my second favorite Mitski album. And Mitski is an artist that I heavily relate to and that I see myself in a lot. I really love her music. I relate to her music a lot as somebody who has struggled with suicide and suicidal thoughts and depression for a good part of my life. I really relate to her music. I really love her music, and especially this album. It is really good, and she is sad. She is a sad queen. But no, I just really love how personal Mitski gets in her music, and it's the reason why she is one of my favorite artists. And my favorite songs on this album are Your Best American Girl, Crack Baby, and Once More to See You. Number 5 is Planet Her from Doja Cat, and this was the vibe in 2021. I really love it, and I don't mean to sound like one of those people who was like, I hate the new Doja Cat, where's the old Doja Cat? Because I really like Scarlet and I like a lot of the songs on there. But Planet Her will always be peak Doja to me. Like nothing that she will ever release will ever top this era to me. And my favorite songs from this album are Get Into It, Yeah, Woman, and Ain't Shit. Number 4 is Kid Crow by Conan Gray. I really love this album. I was listening to it all throughout quarantine. Conan Gray is one of my favorite queer artists. I really heavily relate to his music. It's really good, and I just like there's not as much like queer male representation in pop music, so I really love Conan and Troy and Lil Nas X, but like this album is really really good. And my favorite songs from this album are Heather, Wish You Were Sober, and The Story. And these next 3 albums are my big 3. These albums raised me. These 3 women are my favorite artists. Number 3 is Ultraviolence from Lana Del Rey. This is my favorite Lana album. I really love the songs. This album takes me back to 2014 when I was 9 years old. And I just really love Lana and her music and her lyrics. Like, she is just a really amazing artist, and she's a very poetic artist. And my 3 favorite songs from this album are The Other Woman, Florida Kilos, and Brooklyn Baby. Number 2 is Mitski's Bury Me at Makeout Creek. This is my favorite Mitski album. This album got me through a bunch of tough times in my life. And I heavily relate to Mitski, and this is like one of my favorite albums of all time. I really like how personal it gets. I really like how poetic Mitski gets with her lyrics. Like reading her lyrics is like reading a sheet of poetry, and I really like that about her. And I'm sorry, I'm not trying to make this like weird and like parasocial, but like I grew up like very lonely because I'm autistic, so like I feel seen in a lot of her through a lot of her music. Like I feel like I don't know, like I just feel like I heavily relate to her songs, but I'm not trying to make this like a weird parasocial relationship type of thing because I obviously do not know any of these people that I listen to. I just enjoy their music. And my favorite album from all time from my favorite artist is Electra Heart from Mother. I'm sorry, y'all. This picture is iconic. Like none of the pop girls are doing it like her. I'm sorry. Marina is an icon and deserves more recognition. But no, back to the album. This was one of my favorite albums. This album was my gay awakening. I really enjoy this album. I don't know what else to say. It's late as fuck, but this album is pop gold. I just like how Marina is able to blend fun pop music with very deep and personal lyrics, and I really like how she does like political commentary in some of her albums, like Ancient Dreams. Like she's just my favorite artist. I like how she's willing to talk about her personal life and talk about social issues, and yeah. Plus, this era is just iconic. Like this is just a moment. She made a whole character for this album, and this album still remains a pop culture icon. Like I love this album so fucking much, and my favorite songs from this album are How to Be a Heartbreaker, Teen Idol, Valley of the Dolls, and State of Dreaming. Alright, that was my top 10 favorite albums of all time. Again, this is just my music taste. We all have different music tastes, and that is perfectly okay. So if you don't agree with my list, that is perfectly fine. But what was I gonna say? There was a lot of albums that I wish I could have put on here. Like even on the honorable mention thing, I should have did 20. It was hard to narrow it down to 10. But yeah. Alright, thank you for watching this video. This was Anthony, your professional yapper, signing out.
me. Boy,